And I've also bbeen thinking a lot about something called mindfulness. Have you ever read Thich Nhat Hanh? Beautiful teacher, and he teaches something called mindfulness. And it's, Tim Ryan has a book out about mindfulness with Hay House. The Mindful Nation, putting it into the schools and putting it into practice, where we practice something called mindfulness. And mindfulness just is, here's one of the Thich Nhat Hanh's quotes. He says, "Walk as if you are kissing the earth with your feet." It's a practice of putting your mind and your consciousness onto exactly where you are in the moment and being able to find beauty. It's one of the great teachings that I learned as a young man is that looking at beauty in the world is the very first step in purifying the mind. To be able to find beauty. I remember the story I told of Victor Frankl when I was with him in 1978 on a panel in Vienna, the great Victor Frankl, who wrote Man's Search for Meaning. And he said that they would give, we had lunch after that, just the two of us. I was very, very touched, and it was one of the most memorable moments of my life. And he said to me, when we were given a bowl of dirty water with a floating fish head in it, and that was our protein for the day, and he said, you had to be able to find a way to find beauty in that. He said, when we're challenged with circumstances over which we have absolutely no control, that we're challenged to change ourselves. And instead of looking at this as poor me and this shouldn't be happening and isn't this awful, but looking at it in terms of this is where I am. This is where I am in here, in this moment. And in this moment, I'm going to find beauty in this and be in a state of appreciation for this fish, for it's giving its life to me, it's allowing me to survive, and so on. And he said the people, he told me, and I'll never forget this, he said the people in the concentration camps, this was in Auschwitz in Poland, he said the people who couldn't find beauty in the circumstances that they were in, the horrible circumstances that they were in, he said they would always perish. He said, you've got to be able to see beauty. The famous line from John Keats in Ode on a Grecian Urn, beauty is truth, and truth is beauty. That's all you know on earth and all you need to know. So that this ability, and that's what mindfulness is, it's walking on the earth and kissing the ground with your feet with each step that you take and becoming aware of it. He talks frequently about being able to find beauty in just drying a dish in the dishwasher. Did he talk about that when you heard him speak? Because he often uses that example of.
I don't remember that particular story, but he did talk about mindfulness and bringing yourself into the present moment when you're pulled in so many directions that a lot of times you're living in the past or looking forward to something that hasn't happened.
Right. Yeah. A lot of times people sit down, and while they're sitting down for a meal, they're already thinking about what they're going to have for dessert, and instead of just being there in this moment. If this is the appetizer and this is the bite that I'm taking and this is what I'm tasting in this moment, and to find beauty in virtually everything that there is in you, it's this way of making the mind pure.
One of the things that I think is really good to do for people, and I just did it this weekend, is go out into nature and really escape from all of the noise and the confusion and all the obstructions and all the people, all the cars, all the sounds, all the noises that are in the normal everyday living that we just sort of accept, all the beeping and the air and the blowers and the trucks and the lifters and noise. Especially if you're feeling a little tense, feeling a little out of sorts or worked up or nervous or depressed or whatever is. Return to your nature. That's what Lao Tzu taught me in the Tao Te Ching. That you'll find God not in some bearded white man floating around in heaven as a sort of a cosmic bellboy, waiting for you to give orders or ask for things. That much more you'll find God or source or spirit in nature, in all of the wonderful ways that nature is presented to itself, and getting out there and experiencing it and living among it and listening. I would go away to meditate just because there was a whole bunch of kids there and so on. I would just go 100 yards away, and any place that I would sit within 10, 15 feet of where I was, there was probably 1 million little creatures, just tiny little bugs, little this, little crickets, little noises and all of that, and that's every cubic inch of space. There is, it seems, something out there that's alive and something to experience and to know, and it's a good way. Nature is extremely healing. It's very therapeutic. I felt very, very peaceful and enjoyed it very, very much. So my recommendation for this week is spend a little time in nature and you'll find God.